Are you sitting comfortably? Are you sitting comfortably? Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin.
And now for something completely different.
Check, check, check one. East of the Rockies, am I on the air? What's happening, Seekers? This is episode 1 of season 2 of Decoding My Dreams. If you normally come to my channel for plant and garden content, this is a little different and it might not be for you. I will be talking about my dreams and going a little deep into the woo. And hey, this isn't for everyone, and it doesn't get any more self-indulgent than talking about your dreams. So I don't blame you if you don't want to hop on this train with me. I will be posting a new garden video soon, I assure you. But anyhow, yeah, here we are. I have had no shortage of dreams since the last time I did one of these videos. I kind of got preoccupied with other aspects of life, but it seems my tanks are full and I need to start unloading some of these crazy dreams that I've been having, and as self-indulgent as it is, maybe it helps some other seekers out there with other things they're seeing, experiencing, feeling, wondering, and such and so forth. So yeah, it is April 24th, 2026. This will be the first of hopefully a fresh season of Decoding My Dreams. I have lots to talk about already, but I'm sure I'll have, as I dig more into these, I'll probably have many more things coming up that I'll feel compelled to talk about. So yeah, a lot of the dreams that I've been having lately, I've been having a lot of recurring dreams, probably more recurring dreams than usual lately. And some of them have been pretty dang intense, but just to start on a happy, surreal note, I actually, a few nights ago, I met what was actually my baby, a baby boy, and somehow it was connected to our cat. It was like the cat was carrying the spirit of the baby boy, a baby boy that we never had. We never had tried to have kids, but for some reason the spirit was coming through. And then it happened again 2 nights later where I actually saw my baby boy. I felt him, I hugged him. I felt such unconditional love, bliss, and joy. It was overwhelming, and I can't presume to know what it's like to have a child, but holy smokes, I really, it felt powerful. Strange experience. I've run it by a few people and some interesting theories. Perhaps it was my inner child, and I'm sending love to my inner child, re-nourishing, doing the work. Yeah, maybe it was literally the spirit of a child that I have a soul contract with, someone from the afterlife. Strange that it's happened twice and they've been so powerful and intense. Someone even mentioned to me that the next parallel universe is only an atom away, so who knows what these experiences mean and could be, but it's fascinating and happy, I guess. I will give a bit of a trigger warning for this next recurring dream, because it can be pretty, it could be triggering. It's a little violent and intense. So if you want to mute for a few seconds, that's not a bad idea. So the one recurring dream, I have these dreams where I'm being chased by killers, shooters, monsters. I probably mentioned this a little bit in the last season. They usually take place in sometimes it's a warehouse, a 2-level warehouse. I'm often hiding around through areas in the roof and working out through ladders and fire escapes. Sometimes it's in office buildings, and I'm in stairwells, and I'm working my way down into the basement. I've been lined up in the basement of some sort of building a number of times where some shooters have come in and one by one sort of dealt with us. I probably shouldn't get too much into that because I don't think YouTube will like that, and I'm sure y'all don't want to hear about it, but it was intense. And folks that say you don't die in your dreams, trust me, that's not true. You can die in your dreams and you can still wake up living. You're going to feel pretty intense about it, and it's going to linger with you for a while, but it is what it is. So I don't claim that as my reality. I don't think that's my future. I don't know what I'm seeing. I almost feel like I'm seeing somebody else's reality, and God bless them that has to endure that kind of a reality. I don't know why I'm seeing that. And then the other dream that I've been having fairly often is where I find myself in an office. It's like I'm there to do a job, but I have when I get to my workstation, there's always things missing. There's no mouse and there's no monitor. So there's no keyboard. So it's like, well, I can't, I'm there to do a job, but I don't have the tools I need to do the job. I tend to get very mad and aggravated and throw some sort of a fit or create a scene. One time I remember a coworker saying to me, "We don't have to do what they tell us here." And that really stood out. And I remember I popped out of the dream at that point. And I'm just almost wondering, in reflection, that I'm used to doing work in my career on the computer. Maybe I need to see things differently and not use the computer as the tool. Or maybe in the dream, I don't need a mouse and a keyboard. I can use telepathy and psychic skills to operate the machinery. I don't know, but I keep rejecting it. So, and sort of rebelling the situation. And the one time it went as far as I remember I just stood up in the office. I said, "This is BS." I started ripping my clothes off, and then I ran through the office streaking. But when I got to the side doors or the exit of the office, I ended up in the mall. And then I ended up running all through the mall streaking, and I was just so happy and free and just laughing away. And I actually ended up floating to the point where I was like flying through the corridors of the mall. It was quite uplifting. I'm not sure that's the way it was meant to go, but it was pretty funny. But that sort of brings me to the segue of what I titled this video, MallWorld. I've been having dreams about the mall for a long time. I mean, I'm a 70s, 80s kid. I grew up going to the mall. Friday nights with the family, going for dinner and going to the mall. It was a sort of a big part of my lifestyle, I guess. I can honestly say now I hate malls. I can't stand them. I'd rather drink poison than have to go to the mall. They're just, I don't know, they just give me such terrible feelings. And I would say for the last at least 5 or 6 years, I've had these recurring dreams of being in the mall, to the point where it's not once a week or twice a week. It's 4, 5, sometimes 7 times a week. I'm having these dreams of being in the mall. And it's this crazy labyrinth of places that are attached, like the office. A number of times now, I've exited the office and ended up in the mall. I've also ended up in a stadium that's attached to the mall. Now, I did used to work at Skydome for Blue Jays marketing. I've been to hundreds of games there. So, I mean, it is a familiar place for me. Again, these remnants of real life, but they're these maze-like places where you're stuck. You can never get out. Even when I have gotten out of MallWorld, I've ended up in like the parking garages or just endless outdoor garages and just never get anywhere. There's often like bus station or like an airport sort of attached. There's like university campuses. It all seems like MallWorld is this one I don't know, multi-dimensional intergalactic hub for all these different places. Now maybe we're multi-dimensional beings. Maybe this is the hub for all these different dimensions. I don't know. I never really would have thought much of it, but I came across a podcast and people were talking about MallWorld, and they mentioned the Reddit thread for MallWorld, and it suddenly sort of became apparent that a number of people were having these MallWorld dreams. It wasn't just me. Lots of people were dreaming that they were in the mall, and it wasn't just a regular dream. They're heavy, they stick with you, they're draining, they're extremely intense. So, people are considering it this liminal shared space, like you may have heard of the back rooms. So, I don't know what it is, but it's definitely worth thinking more about. As a kid, I used to have these dreams about being in a haunted house, and it was actually Frankenberry and Count Chocula's haunted mansion, which sounds kind of fun, but I assure you it was terrifying. It was always a maze. It was difficult to get out. There were always monsters chasing me. And this MallWorld, it very much feels like it's the same place, or it serves the same purpose. If the Dreamlands are a simulation, it's a new skin, it's an upload, it's an updated version from an old fun house to a 80s mall. I don't know. It's strange. So I find myself there quite often. It does seem like an in-between place because I've met a number of passed on loved ones there. I've never met any people that I know who are currently living there, which is interesting. With the exception, I have met a couple of people that have dementia. I've met them in MallWorld, and they've been very excuse me, they've been very happy, healthy, vibrant. It very much feels like MallWorld is this liminal space between here and the afterlife, or here in a bunch of places. I don't know. It's like the intergalactic cosmic airport, if you will. Yeah, so and part of that, I mentioned The Office. The Office often leads to MallWorld. I was in the food court one time, and I saw there was a ruckus in the middle of the food court, and a bunch of people were turning into vampires. So I started running from the food court, and I ended up in a conference center, which I found a few times as well. It was like your typical hotel sort of conference center type place, and there was all kinds of conference goers there. So I was able to just hide in the crowd. I knew that if the vampires were following, I was sort of clear in the crowd. I found myself in a dark, tight tunnel that kind of connects different parts of MallWorld before. Very much like if you think of the movie Dark City, like you think of the gears and the cogs and like machinery that's moving the city from the underground. It was kind of like that type. The tunnel was barely passable, and there were gears and cogs and lots of pokey jabby things, so you could just sort of crawl your way through it, but it was super dangerous, it seemed. That seemed like somewhere I shouldn't have been, but I kind of fell between places, I guess, trying to probably get out. And yeah, again, I've said the stadium is attached. There is an event that I often seem to find myself in the stadium. So if I'm not working in the office, sometimes I'm in the stadium and I'm supposed to be working a live event that's going on there. Yeah, that's kind of a lot, right? Like you're trying to go to sleep and get some rest, and you're working a job. Like I'm sure we've all had those dreams where it's that old job you used to have, and you're there halfway through your shift and you don't know what's going on, and it's terrible. Well, if you visit MallWorld, there's a chance that you might have a job there, and that's kind of a drag too. So yeah, that's a quick primer on MallWorld. I highly recommend that if you do have a lot of these mall dreams and you think it's something that uh, you're interested in learning more about, the best place is probably, I mean, you search YouTube. There's a lot of great podcasts already about MallWorld. But check out the Reddit thread, the Reddit sub called the MallWorld. Lots of folks post their experiences there, and that seems to be the hub of action for MallWorld activity. And people have posted maps. It's amazing the research that some people have put into this place. So it just there's got to be more to it. Like we're falling into a simulation. This is more than just a dream. It's a space. It's some people have suggested it could even be a loosh farm. I think there could be a loosh farm aspect to it. I think there could be some opportunistic entities there that are kind of feeding off some energy and havoc that they're able to create through the chaos there. I kind of think we're not really supposed to be awake when we're in MallWorld. I don't think we're supposed to remember being there or, sort of being lucid. I don't think I'm supposed to remember MallWorld dreams. Maybe they're even a screen memory for other dreams. I don't know. It's a strange it's a strange phenomenon. It's definitely worth looking into and thinking about more, I think. And one, I guess I'll go into one. I wasn't necessarily going to talk about this, but one more dream because it's really fresh that I had today while I was in MallWorld. At one point, I ended up in the sort of like an airport type area in MallWorld, and it kind of started picking up like this military holding center, detention center vibe. I was getting funneled through different lineups, almost like going through customs, I guess. I was separated from the people that I was with. I can't really remember who I was with. And somebody, out of a computer, a card popped out, and it said that I was going to be in the praying mantis group. I didn't know what that meant. That sounded kind of scary. I didn't know if I was working with praying mantises. I was going to get turned into a praying mantis. If it was just a code name, I didn't know what that meant. I ended up getting moved into another holding area where there was a lot of people just hanging around. People were quite happy. It was almost like a food court type situation. And somebody brought in these carts of ice cream, and everyone got really excited about the ice cream coming in. And I'm like, hell no, I'm not going to eat that ice cream. Like, it seemed like it had something to do with mind control, like it was a trick or a trap. And I think at that point, I guess maybe that was my rejection of the simulation, and that was around when I woke up. But yeah, that was intense. I don't know where I was. So intense. So that's a quick primer on some of my romps through MallWorld. I'll definitely be delving into more of that and thinking more about that. And next time I'll no doubt have some different types of dreams to talk about. Until then, Seekers, thanks for joining me on this download. And be well, keep your vibes high. There's no shortage of crazy, intense energy. Schumann's are off the charts. I don't know how to read the Schumann frequencies that well, but those that do are reporting timeline skips up the wazoo. Integrations all over the place, downloads, so it's all happening right now. So take it easy, do your downloads, do your grounding, do your integration, be nice to people, be nice to yourself, and that's all for now. I'm going to ring my little bowl here, clear the energy. Be well.